Hello everyone, good evening. Today's topic is what will be the one of the agile principle that you want to change out of the 12 agile principle. Now, there are a lot of benefits behind this 12 agile principle, we all know, and the main benefits is the to incorporate this agile principle into the product development is to increase or higher the product quality, because regular testing will become part of the cycle, and product it is going through a lot of frequent checks to identify any issues, and if any issues has been found, so that can be handled or tackled along the way. And as development team has been separated into a smaller team, so it is easier for them to tighten their focus on a particular goal for a limited time frame, rather than tackling the entire product into one. Also, the sprint retrospective, which is one of the most important ceremony in Scrum framework, we know, is allows the team to identify what went wrong in the development team knows what exactly they need to perform in the current sprint or the upcoming sprint, and also greater emphasis on collaboration and communication, which reduce the danger of mistakes or oversight. So it is I'd like to say it is very difficult to say or very difficult to change any one of the principle, because whatever I said, there are few benefits for behind this 12 agile principle, but there are many benefits are present, and if we are removing one of the principle, so definitely it will have a greater impact in the product development life cycle. So here I would like to say that if I want to change anything, then probably one of the word I would like to change. So it is regarding the sixth agile principle. In short, the sixth agile principle says that the most effective way of communication is the face-to-face communication. Here, the face-to-face word I would like to remove, because it creates some confusion among the because now we are not just a team or 6 to 9 members of team sitting in a particular location, but we are dealing all over the globe. And in the current situation, everyone is not performing or working from the office location. Most of the people are working from from their home, so it is very difficult to have a face-to-face conversation. But definitely we have a benefit. We have a technology power in our hand, so that if you want, you can come for the face-to-face conversation through that particular platform, whether it can be the Skype or through the Teams meeting or WebEx, or whatever your company is providing as a platform to you. But here the thing is, most of the I have seen the new people who have, as I said, that worked for the first time in the agile framework. They come over and say that is it really required? But as a Scrum Master, I always used to tell them or make them understand that don't go with that word, that face to face. Here it is written, because it previously people the ceremonies, whether it is a daily stand-up call or sprint retrospective or sprint review, there you can you are telling the team and prior that we have a this particular call for a schedule time, so team can be prepared to come over the call for that. But there are many calls or meeting will be there which is not prescribed in the Scrum framework, but definitely we needed them for our project purpose. So in that case, if you want to discuss something quickly to a particular person, then you can just ping that person and say that can we have a quick call regarding that issue. Then you can start your conversation over the voice call only. And because that another person might not ready to come over the video call, and it is also you need to respect that particular decision of the person, and you should not force that person to come over the video call. So here the face-to-face word is little confusing. The frequent collaboration and communication, this can be the specific thing I rather say. So this is the little change if I want to make, so that will be my suggestion. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Hi all, happy Shivratri to everyone. Today's question is, if given a chance, what would you like to change, that is add or remove from 12 agile principles? In an interview I was asked, what would you like to change in the Scrum guide? Friends, we all know what is the goal of agile development, that is to have the highest business value in the shortest time which is sustainable. So why we have to follow these 12 principles in Agile? Because it will help to support our business. It can be our customers or the organization for which we are working on, to the team. And it helps to streamline the product development life cycle and along with the continuous improvement. So the Agile Manifesto, which includes 4 values and 12 principles, has its own purpose and importance. Few teams who are adopting Agile, that is in the norming stage or forming stage, will have certain challenges during adopting to Agile. It can be resistant to change, where companies' values will clash with the Agile values because there can be different mindset where people were working before and different style. So changing from that mode of working to the Agile way of working will take time, and if it is not working, there is a tendency that people say that Agile is not working for them, or they may say that they are already working with a different pattern and they want to follow the same anti pattern. And the other thing is that the people will have the lack of support from the management or lack of team ownership, because of which there is inconsistent process and practices across the team where they are working. So we have to educate or communicate the exact need to the change to the Agile way of working. At this point of the time, I don't feel that something needs to be changed in the 12 agile principles, but for sure, like everyone in the team or the organization who is adopting to the agile way of working needs to be educated and trained about the Agile Manifesto, so that we can promote the individual change and lead to the organizational change. Thank you.
Hi. For response to today's question, I believe 12 agile principles are very well written and very well drafted as well. However, and it has been drafted and written from all the different perspectives, be it motivation, be it from business perspective, from team's perspective, from motivation perspective, from management perspective, from uh, bringing in excellence perspective. There are a lot of different angles which have already been covered in the 12 agile principles, and it's going to be very difficult to add, subtract, or even modify anything within those 12 statements. However, I believe there is one very minor suggestion that I can put up for one of the agile principles, which is business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. Now, the minor suggestion that I'm putting forward is with the word daily. I believe if there are any impediments, if there are any suggestions, any follow up discussions, uh, discussing and having those discussions, having those sessions, brainstorming thought process, it really helps to have them, but not daily. What I'm suggesting is instead of having daily, try and see if we can replace it with a word called often, or at frequent intervals, or at periodic intervals, maybe. So, what would happen is with this suggestion, with this change in this statement, the team would get a certain time every day, which would help them to put on some focus and productive number of hours into their work, and hence they would get some time dedicatedly towards developing their product or the solution. Now, why this is important is, even though uh, having a discussion daily would really be in the best interest of the business and the team, but having a certain number of productive hours daily is more essential, because not everyone has the same pace of working. Some team members might be needing a higher number of focused hour, or that D&D number of hours with which they work or they want to work, whereas there are certain individuals which are still able to cope up and make progress on their developments even without as high number of D&D hours or do not disturb hours as compared to the others. With this thought in my mind, I am suggesting, like, instead of having that discussion daily, um, they can have it at frequent intervals. They can have maybe alternate day or maybe weekly, something of that sort, but instead of daily. Now, another thing that they can do is, because we are living in a technological advanced world as compared to when these agile manifestos and agile principles were drafted, we can utilize technology, like we can have quick calls, we can have Teams chat, we can have mails conversation, we can have a common document which is being worked up by different team members across business and the team. Now, why this is important? This is really important because if, rather than meeting daily, if we can have a quick chat for about 2 3 5 statements and still able to get things from business or to business, we should be able to make progress in our daily goal, or whatever daily planned activity that we are trying to bring in. So that's my thought process about today's question. Thank you.
Hi all, hi Sunan. Such a nice question this week. So the principle what I want to take off from the Scrum guide is the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is a face-to-face conversation. I'm not so convinced on this principle in this Agile Manifesto. Of course, I honestly agree that face-to-face conversations bring some kind of eye contact and some trust and some confidence, and we got to know what the opponent is thinking about the proposals or about the structure or about the program or about the project. We can know the gestures and postures if you are communicating face to face with them, and we easily may know what they're feeling. We can empathize them if you're having this face-to-face conversation. I totally agree on this. However, it doesn't mean that we cannot empathize the opponent if you're having a conversation over phone or over a Teams chat or some kind of Zoom meeting or like that. Okay, and also this pandemic makes this statement as false one. We are all globally scattered and we are communicating via online only, not offline, and we are not communicating directly face to face. Why? Because and also Scrum guide and Agile principles everywhere it says that trust your team members, have the transparency. Okay, so transparency comes when we are trusting the team members. Okay, so that trust we have to develop wherever it may be, whether it is online or offline. Okay, so after that trust only we will get the core Scrum 5 values of openness, focus, courage, commitment, and the things. Okay, so the beginning is trust. We have to trust the team members even though we are not seeing them, we are not having the eye contact with them. So that really makes a team member more comfortable to interact with us. So this is the one thing really I'm not so happy with this principle. So I may get, if I get a chance, I may take off this from Agile Manifesto, and I will suggest strongly to remove this one, and make the stress the point. Believe your team members, have the open conversations without any second thoughts, share your ideas, share your thoughts, and make them understand, empathize them wherever, in whatever situation they are. So that is the key for a success team, not the face to face conversation alone. Nowadays as well, people are delivering stuffs as per their planning. Okay, so it doesn't mean that only face to face conversation can deliver. Okay, of course Agile principle doesn't say that only ways to face conversation. However, it said that most efficient and effective. Now also our productivity is getting increased, and with the effective Scrum Masters, team are working, having producing high performance things and all. So this one is not so advisable as per my view. And looking forward to hear from others as well. Thank you.
Hi all, this is Satish. So today's question, like if given a chance, so out of in this 12 agile principles, what would you modify, which according to your team, or which will actually improve your delivery to the delivery and value to the business? So maybe to start with it, so maybe I will give maybe all these agile principles, right, or design considering delivery value of business value delivery, and then also the quality, and uh, uh, how actually the team is improving agility over a period of time. So I think changing anything would happen, but based on my experience and seen in from my teams, I would try to provide a couple of insights for this question. So the one thing, right? So all this, yes, right. I have been mostly working with teams which has been located in different locations. So the two also with three or four, sometimes four different time zones also. So one of the agile principle says, right, the most efficient, effective method of conveying information uh, within a development team, right, is face to face conversation. Maybe for this, like for this all this yes, I worked with these teams working in different locations. So I think maybe given a chance, maybe we can change this the this principle, saying face to face may not be needed considering the current situation. Everybody works from home, and most of the meeting happen virtually, and everyone, most team members attend through video calls, and also considering most organizations planning for hybrid working model going forward. Maybe I think this is one of the thing, I think. And coming to the other one, right? So it's like the one of the other principle, right? It's like continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. So this is also like keeping agility in mind. So what are the changes, like we we make anything anything, right, we need to consider following following code standard, building automated testing, and building the best design to enhance for better easy maintainability in the future, to change anything easier in the easier in the future. So it should not be just for just saying because of that principle we should not follow. Maybe one thing here I would say is it actually tells about continuous attention. So this sometimes what happens, I see they say this future is very critical, important, we have a stringent timeline, let's say take some shortcut. I have seen this from this comes from sometimes from the business also, why can't we do it the other way? So one of the thing here I would say is like this is one of the most important principles for any team to improve their agility. So any future we are working, either it can be business or even sometimes we work on some of the in upper work, so we need to see how I mean all futures should follow this, maybe slightly modify this principle word to follow that, so that they don't rush saying that it's critical, trust that future or the work for the customer and drop some of the standards, and that going to put again some uh, technical debt in our system. I think so these are the two things which I see for this question here. Thank you.